Well, hello there. You're probably wondering what I'm doing out here next to my barn storage shed, as you can see. I also got my table saw out. I got a black piece of 4-inch EBS pipe. You're probably wondering what I'm doing out here and what I'm going to be doing with that, right? Well, if you really want to know, please keep watching. Well, what I'm doing with that pipe, as you can see, I am getting ready to make my tunnel access for this spur track that's going to go back there. That spur track back there is going to be my passenger pickup, and my cars are going to go off back in there. So what I did with the black ABS is I took and cut it down, and I cut it to 3 inches so I could set it here to establish a my height, and my height has to be so my cars can pass underneath it, which they can. I already measured all that out, but low enough where it doesn't intersect with the track on the top. When I get ready to do my next extension, I'm going to be putting a riser. This is a part of a riser that I have left over. So it actually comes this way. And I was going to make the tunnel through this to get an idea, but I decided that it would, that this is actually going to set probably pretty close to it. So I'll start my riser out where this comes level at. So as you can tell where my styrofoam mat is at, I'll be cutting this part out, putting this riser in, and then this will be continuing the 4% grade as it goes up and turns by the circle over there. This section of the track will be coming out and going straight. So it'll go straight through there, it won't curve. So what I've done to establish where that tunnel is going to go is I've made some marks, and I'll just retrace them again. So I had my track pieces going through there. As you can tell, I got several pieces of track over here. So that was going through there to establish my height. So I established my level, and I drew line there and line over here. Then what I did is I just traced around it, top of it, so I know where my top pieces are going to go. Then to establish my level coming off of my flat part over here, I put this piece of scraping. This is my smoother for my roads. So I put that over there, and I drew a line right there, and then just kept working that in there until I could find out where my line is going to go. It may not be perfect, that's okay. So after I establish that, I've got to put a 7-inch tunnel back through there. So I've got the same size, just a little bit longer, and so it'll work itself back down underneath there, and it'll go in there. So in order for that to happen, I made one side of this just a little bit so I could work it back in there. So as you can tell, that side goes above this. So I did that for a reason, so I could slide it back through there. But this will be clear back inside that tunnel wall, so it really won't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drill, and I'm going to drill some holes just to form the edge of it. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'm just going to let you watch, and I'll go ahead and mute the sound so you don't have to listen to that. And I'll move my light a little bit closer so you can see as well. So listen to the music while I do this, and I'm going to try to hold my drill as straight as I can. I'm not going to hit any electrical wires. My switch for this is over on this side, so I'm far away from it. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing some drilling. So it's going to pull out whatever's back in there. And basically, if I get all the way up to the tip of my blade, I've gone deep enough. So I'm going to set that to my distance so I know I'm not going to hit my rock wall in the back. And then I'll pull the table out and we'll do the same thing from that angle. So let me go ahead and cut some more of this out, and we'll just see what happens. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my utility knife and just try to cut through some of that. The reason that was so hard is because I put plaster and plaster cloth over the top of the foam that was there, but I think I'm pretty much cut through it now. I'm going to get my vacuum cleaner out and vacuum all of that up. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video while I do that, and we'll just keep cutting. Check back soon. Well, I made it through the first riser section. So basically through the first 2.5 inches. Just going to zoom in and let you see the tunnel to this point. It's been a work in progress. It's been pretty exciting to do that. So I want to do a little bit of a footage with me taking part of that out. So keep watching as we do some of that on camera. I think some of the fun of being able to do model train videos and having a YouTube channel is to show some of the process of the work that has to be done to build a layout. I think sometimes it's more difficult than people really think. So I'm using a knife to basically scrape the back of the tunnel wall. To start feeding it out. That's some toilet paper that I used to fill in some gaps in the risers that I was doing. And I wanted to put that along the back, so I knew I was going to put a tunnel there. So I knew when I was starting to hit the back canyon wall itself. So I think if I just keep chipping away and cutting at the same time, I'll be able to get it out of there. And as you can tell, that's a section of glue right there. And just keep The whole total half of it's got to come out, just like if you were back in there doing the work in the real tunnel area. So I want to clear a path as far as I can with my knife. And if I can get to a point where I can put my drill bit in there and establish the corners, I'll pull the table out and start drilling in from the back. Let me see how far along we are right now. Remember, I got my drill set so I don't hit the back wall. Let's go here. Believe it or not, back in actual times of making tunnels, that's how they actually did it. And I pulled my toilet paper out of there, so I think I'll go ahead and just pull it out. You can tell we're getting there. I drilled one section all the way through there. I'm almost to a point where I'm just going to pull the table out and do it from behind there. Just thought it'd be cool to show you the back side of the train layout as I go around here. This is where the tunnel's going to come through at, and it's just going to be an access area for me to get to the track to be able to build that inside there. So I'm going to cut that red line out with my utility knife, and then that'll allow me to access that tunnel from the back. I thought it would be pretty cool if I set my camera down on this side over here, and that'll allow you to watch me cut that hole through there. I'm about ready to break through to this side, so enjoy a little bit of music while I cut through, and we'll watch and enjoy the light poking through. See the light yet? On the other side of the tunnel? Starting to see you guys from this side. You guys see the light yet? Comment below if you seen it, what timestamp on the video you see the light. I gotta work on getting this whole piece of this tunnel to work through there. Both sides. Alright, my friends, I'll keep working on it, and I think you've seen the light there. Check back in a little bit. Thought it'd be pretty cool to show you what it's like to actually put a tunnel in. In actual life, they would actually drill a hole and dig a trench, the full circle of the tunnel, and then they would fill in the ditch, and then that's the tunnel that you would have. So I got to keep cutting and keep chiseling and keep working this so I can put my tunnel liner in from the back. So you can see how it works. It also helps me to see what's tight and where I need to take some out, like right there. But that's what I want to see when my train parks back in there. About ready to slide the tunnel portal through there. I thought it would be cool for you to watch it as it slides through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slowly insert it from the back. What I wanted is now I can finish the sculpt, the mold up around it, and get my track in there. And I still should be able to get my cars to go through there. Let me put some track in there and set it across there and see if that'll do that. I'll be right back. Well, I've extended the track back into there, and as you can tell, we have a uncoupler unit. That's an uncoupler unit. So we have more than cleared the thing. Looks like we got like 1/4 of an inch. What I like to do is up all of those cars. So let's run all 3 of them that are part of my layout back in there. You got to clear that switch and be able to uncouple past that coupler there. So we're a little bit looks like we are all the way to our uncoupler. And it looks like we can't get back there because we're bottomed out on the back of the tunnel. So we have to make a decision. We unhook one of these cars. We need a baggage car. We need one passenger car. We don't necessarily need two passenger cars if we only got one baggage car. Got to be able to clear that uncoupler. Well, we've cleared the uncoupler, so it looks like we're cruising with only one baggage car and one passenger car. As you can tell, they do go back through there. That's what I wanted. Eventually we'll be hooking up to those cattle cars. We also want to be able to get a caboose back in there, so I think that's how we're going to go. And maybe this can be up by Crystal Lake somewhere as a cabin or somewhere. I'll figure that out later. But I think that's all we're going to do on this video. There's a lot of work to do. We're going to make this all a concrete area back here for a passenger pickup. So I'll be putting something back in there. I'll be sculpting molding around that thing so you can't tell it's there. And then I have what looks like a culvert that's going to go underneath there so water can get underneath that stream. So we have a lot of work to do. So if I bring you back here, you can see there's an awful lot that has to be done back there yet. Let's go around to the back side of the train layout and see what it looks like back there. Well, that's what it looks like back there. So we'll be finishing all that out. We'll be putting a concrete pathway back there, and I don't know what we'll be doing back there. We won't be able to see into this side. There won't be any access in there. I did put some shims in there so it would lift the bridge up a little bit just so I had more clearance. Let me give you a view from over the top of the canyon wall. That's my town. It's all in shambles because it's under construction. This is the shipping and receiving area. We got a red barn going in there. And that's the river. As of middle of May 2021. And as you can tell, it is a work in progress. We've got stuff everywhere, but that's the way it is when you're doing a model layout. So lots to think about here, lots to do here. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next video when we start finishing that tunnel and putting passenger pickup back up in there. It ought to be pretty entertaining and pretty cool to see all that finished. That'll be in another video. See you soon.